A sharp breath, a pounding headache, an unfamiliar ceiling. She sat up abruptly, her fingers clutching at the bedsheets as her mind scrambled for an explanation. The last thing she remembered was dying? No, that couldn't be right. A mirror sat across the room, reflecting a face that wasn't hers. Sharp jawline, tousled dark hair, piercing blue eyes, handsome. Shockingly so. Her heart skipped a beat. What the? Her voice came out deeper, smoother. Definitely not her usual tone. The door burst open. You're awake. A girl rushed in, looking relieved. She had bright, expressive eyes and a warm smile. You scared everyone, Renji. Fainting like that in gym class. Do you need water? Food? Should I call the nurse? Renji? Who's Renji? Before she could respond, another girl peeked in, followed by two more. He's awake? Thank God. I brought snacks, just in case. Renji, take my energy drink. It's my favorite flavor. His new body was apparently quite popular. And this was only the beginning. Renji, or rather, the girl-turned boy now trapped in his body, stared blankly at the crowd of concerned girls around his bed. Her mind raced. This wasn't a dream. She had actually been reborn. As a guy. And not just any guy. A heartthrob. The first girl, a petite girl with short hair and bright brown eyes, knelt beside the bed. Renji, are you okay? Should we call the nurse? I'm fine, Renji answered, hesitating at the sound of his own voice. Smooth, rich, and deep. The voice of a protagonist in a high school romance drama. Another girl stepped forward, a tall, confident-looking one with sleek black hair. She crossed her arms. Seriously, don't scare us like that. If you faint, the whole school goes into panic mode. The whole school, Renji echoed. The short-haired girl, apparently the closest to him, pouted. Duh. You're Renji Kamiyama. The Renji Kamiyama. A spark of panic ignited in Renji's chest. Was he supposed to know who that was? Now he knew nothing about this world, much less the identity of the boy he now inhabited. Right. Of course, he said, forcing a smile. The girls exchanged glances. The short-haired one, clearly the most emotionally invested, narrowed her eyes. Are you sure you're okay? You're acting kinda weird. Renji sat up straighter, doing his best to gather his thoughts. Just a little dizzy. I should probably go home and rest. The moment he said it, a chorus of protests erupted. Wait. Let me walk you home. No, I should. You live near me. Renji, I'll carry your bag. You shouldn't strain yourself. This was a nightmare. A pretty nightmare, but a nightmare nonetheless. By some miracle, Renji managed to escape the overprotective fan club and stumble his way home. His house was huge. A proper mansion. The kind only rich people owned. Stepping inside, he was immediately greeted by a well-dressed, middle-aged man. Young Master Renji, welcome home. I heard about your collapse at school. Shall I inform your parents? Renji blinked. No. No need. I'm fine. The butler nodded. Very well. Dinner will be served in an hour. Would you like a change of clothes prepared? Sure. It was only when he was finally alone in his bedroom, large, sleek, and filled with expensive-looking furniture, that he collapsed onto the bed, groaning. What the hell is happening? He muttered. First he died. Then, he woke up as Renji Kamiyama, high school heartthrob, apparently rich, and beloved by an entire school. And judging by the reactions of both girls and guys, his fan club wasn't limited to just one gender. Renji sighed and ran a hand through his thick, perfectly styled hair. This is going to be a long, long school year. The next morning, Renji found himself standing in front of a mirror, adjusting his uniform. His reflection stared back, sharp jawline, messy yet stylish hair, intense blue eyes that could probably melt hearts with a single glance. He sighed. This face is dangerous. It didn't help that every single outfit in his massive closet screamed effortlessly cool rich boy. Even the simple school uniform, a white shirt, black blazer, and neatly fitted slacks, made him look like the main character of a romance anime. After making his way downstairs, he was met by the butler, who bowed. "Your breakfast is ready, young Master Renji." Renji glanced at the elegantly plated meal. Expensive food, a mansion, a butler. How rich is this guy? Thanks, he mumbled, sitting down awkwardly. Despite the luxury, something felt empty. The house was too quiet. "Where are my parents?" he asked, trying to sound casual. The butler gave a polite smile. "As usual, they are overseas for business. They send their regards."
Ah.
Of course. Typical rich parent behavior. Never home, but somehow still remembered to send money. Renji sighed and ate in silence before heading out. The moment he stepped onto campus, chaos erupted. "Good morning, Renji-kun." "Renji, did you eat breakfast? Do you need anything?" Oh my god, he's so cool even when he's just walking. A mix of students, both girls and even some guys, hovered around, watching him like he was some kind of celebrity. Is this my life now? He had barely taken 5 steps before someone intercepted him. A girl with striking red hair, tied up in a high ponytail, stood before him with an air of authority. She adjusted her glasses, eyes sharp behind the frames. Renji immediately sensed danger. "Renji Kamiyama," she said smoothly. "I am Mizuki Asano, the president of the Renji fan club."
Wait.
"There's an official club. I heard you collapsed yesterday," Mizuki continued. "It is the sworn duty of the fan club to ensure your well-being. If there is anything you need, do not hesitate to ask." Renji blinked. I'm good. Thanks." Mizuki's gaze narrowed. "Are you sure? You seem different." His back stiffened. "Different? What do you mean?" She adjusted her glasses again. "You're usually more playful."
Teasing.
"Confident. But right now, you seem more." She leaned in slightly, studying him intensely. "Like you're hiding something." A cold sweat broke out on Renji's back.
Crap.
"She's sharp." Before he could respond, another student suddenly shouted, "Renji, please accept my love." Silence fell. Renji turned, only to see a girl standing in the middle of the crowd, holding out a beautifully wrapped letter with trembling hands. A confession. The students gasped. Some whispered excitedly, while others looked heartbroken. Renji's mind went blank. What do I do? A sharp breeze blew past. The courtyard fell silent. The girl holding out the letter, a cute first year with twin braids, trembled under everyone's stares. Her cheeks burned red as she squeezed her eyes shut. Please go out with me, Renji-senpai." Renji stood frozen. His brain had completely shut down. He had no experience dealing with confessions, much less as a guy. What was the normal way to handle this? The crowd murmured. "No, wait, another one? How many is that this semester? 5? 10? But this is the first time someone confessed in public. Is he gonna accept?" Mizuki, the fan club president, crossed her arms, watching closely. She was analyzing everything. Renji's instincts screamed danger. If he wasn't careful, this could snowball into a massive misunderstanding.
Think.
He took a deep breath and gave the girl his most gentle, yet cool smile. "Thank you, but I can't accept." The crowd gasped. The girl's eyes widened. Is it because you like someone else?" "Wait, what?" "No, don't start rumors." Before Renji could respond, another voice interrupted, one that sent a chill down his spine. Well, a deep, amused voice chuckled. "Looks like Renji's playing hard to get again." Renji turned his head, only to lock eyes with a very tall, very good-looking upperclassman leaning against the nearby gate. Tatsuya Kurigane, the school's bad boy. He was the type who always had his shirt slightly undone, hands in his pockets, and an effortless smirk that made girls swoon and teachers sigh in frustration. And right now, he was looking at Renji like he was the most interesting thing in the world. "You're rejecting girls left and right," Tatsuya mused, walking over. "That's cold, Renji." Renji's gut told him this guy was trouble. "It's not like that." Tatsuya chuckled, stepping closer, too close. His smirk widened as he looked down at Renji. "Then maybe Tatsuya said smoothly. You're just waiting for the right guy to confess? The entire courtyard erupted. Wait, what? Did Tatsuya-senpai just? Is Renji into guys? No way. This changes everything. Renji's soul left his body. What just happened? Rumors exploded across the school like wildfire. By lunchtime, Renji couldn't walk 2 steps without hearing whispers. Did you hear? Renji Kamiyama might be into guys. No way, I totally support it. I mean, I'd totally date him if he was. I heard Tatsuya-senpai was testing the waters. What if Renji and Tatsuya actually? Renji groaned, slamming his head onto his desk. What kind of insane school is this? I knew something was off about you. Renji stiffened. A shadow loomed over his desk. Mizuki Asano, the fan club president. She adjusted her glasses, eyes sharp as a hawk. You're acting differently, rejecting girls when you normally flirt, letting rumors spread without damage control. Who are you, and what have you done with Renji Kamiyama? Renji broke into a cold sweat.
Crap.
He was being investigated. Renji sat frozen in his chair, staring at Mizuki Asano. The fan club president had her arms crossed, her piercing eyes locked onto him like a detective cornering a suspect. You're hiding something, she stated flatly. Renji forced a casual chuckle. That's a bit dramatic, don't you think? Mizuki adjusted her glasses. You rejected a confession without teasing the girl. You let a rumor about you and Tatsuya Kurogane spread without shutting it down. That's not the Renji Kamiyama I know. Renji gulped. Damn it. Why did this girl have the instincts of a CIA agent? Mizuki leaned in. You changed. Renji leaned back. People change all the time. You changed overnight.
Crap.
If he wasn't careful, she might actually figure out that the real Renji Kamiyama was gone. Before Mizuki could push further, someone very familiar slid into the seat beside him. Yo. Renji tensed. Oh no. It was Tatsuya Kurogane. The school's resident bad boy smirked lazily, resting his chin on his hand as he looked between Renji and Mizuki. What's this? A lover's quarrel, he teased. Mizuki shot him a glare. Stay out of this. Tatsuya grinned. Oh, but I'm very interested in what's going on with Renji. Renji wanted to die. Tatsuya chuckled and turned his gaze back to him. So, Renji, you never answer my question. Renji blinked. What question? Tatsuya leaned in slightly, lowering his voice so only Renji could hear. Are you actually into guys? Renji almost choked on air. Dobish no. Where the hell did that even come from? He hissed. Tatsuya smirked. Relax. I was just messing with you. Renji groaned, rubbing his temples. This school was going to kill him. Mizuki sighed in frustration. Enough of this nonsense. Renji, I'll be watching you. Renji faked a smile. Great. Can't wait. She narrowed her eyes one last time before walking off, leaving Renji slumped over his desk in exhaustion. Tatsuya chuckled. You're fun. Renji shot him a glare. I'm not fun. You just like causing chaos. Tatsuya grinned.
Guilty.
Renji sighed. What do you even want from me? Tatsuya leaned closer, his smirk deepening. I dunno. You're just interesting. Renji had a bad feeling about this. Just as Renji thought he could finally relax, he stepped into the cafeteria, only to be immediately surrounded by members of the Renji Kamiyama fan club. There he is. Renji-kun, we need answers. Is it true that you rejected that girl because you have feelings for someone else? What's your type? Are you into guys too? Renji froze. This was an interrogation. Oh, hell no. He immediately turned on his heel, ready to bolt, only to find Mizuki blocking the only exit. You're not escaping. Renji clenched his jaw. Damn it. The cafeteria buzzed with anticipation. Everyone was watching. If he didn't handle this right now, the rumors would spiral even further. Renji took a deep breath, put on his cool smile, and stepped forward. All right, he said smoothly, hands in his pockets. You got me. I do have a type. Gasps echoed. Mizuki narrowed her eyes. Go on. Renji exhaled. Think. And then he smirked. I like people who mind their own business. Silence. Then, that's so cool. Renji-kun, you're amazing. He's so mysterious. Instead of shutting down the rumors, Renji had accidentally made himself even more attractive. Mizuki pinched the bridge of her nose. I hate this school. Renji felt that. Tatsuya, watching from the corner, burst out laughing. Man, you really are fun. Renji sighed. This is my life now, isn't it? Renji barely made it out of the cafeteria alive. His accidental cool guy moment had only thrown gasoline onto the wildfire of rumors. Now, instead of just dealing with Mizuki's suspicions and Tatsuya's teasing, the entire school was obsessed with figuring out who he liked. Renji-kun, do you prefer long hair or short hair? Are you into childhood friends? Or do you like forbidden romances? Would you date someone from the fan club? Dude, if you are into guys, I mean no judgment. Renji nearly tripped. This is hell. By the time he reached his classroom, he felt like a hunted animal. He flopped into his seat, pressing his forehead against the desk. This is exhausting. A quiet chuckle came from beside him. You're more popular than usual today. Renji cracked one eye open. Sitting at the desk beside him was a girl he hadn't spoken to much before, Reina Kisaragi. She was elegant, calm, and had a reputation for being untouchable. Dark hair cascaded over her shoulders, and her cool, golden eyes made her seem almost regal. She wasn't just admired, she was revered. Renji straightened up. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Reina gave a faint smirk. A little.
Great.
Another one. By the next day, Renji realized something even worse. He was being stalked. Or, as Mizuki called it, closely observed for research purposes. The Renji fan club had taken things to a new level. They had assigned watchers to follow him in shifts. Morning. Someone took notes on who he interacted with. Lunch. Someone recorded everything he ate. Afternoon. Someone even analyzed his handwriting. Renji caught one of them lurking behind a vending machine. I can see you, he called. The student gasped and ran away. Renji groaned, dragging a hand down his face. This is getting out of hand. I agree. Renji turned and nearly jumped. Reina Kisaragi was right behind him. She studied him with mild amusement. You're the most talked about person in school, yet you seem desperate to disappear. Renji sighed. I just want to exist in peace. Reina tilted her head. Then maybe you should give them something to talk about. Renji frowned. What do you mean? Reina's lips curled into a small, mischievous smile. Let's start a rumor of our own. The next morning, Renji walked into school with Reina by his side. The reaction was instant. Oh my god. Renji and Reina? Together? I can't breathe. It was the biggest scandal of the year. Reina, the untouchable queen, walking with Renji, the mysterious heartthrob. It was the perfect distraction. Renji smirked. Genius. Mizuki immediately confronted them. What is going on? Reina casually looped her arm through Renji's. We're dating. Renji nearly choked. That was not part of the plan. The entire hallway exploded. What? Mizuki's eyes narrowed. Since when? Reina smiled. Since right now. Tatsuya, who had just walked in, took one look at the situation and burst out laughing. Oh, this is hilarious. Renji leaned toward Reina and whispered, What are you doing? Reina whispered back, Helping you. Renji suddenly realized. Reina wasn't just helping. She was enjoying this chaos. And now, Renji had an even bigger problem, because the school fully believed it. And Reina? She didn't seem interested in clearing up the misunderstanding. Renji could barely process what had just happened. 1 second, he had been trying to escape his fan club's investigation. The next, Reina Kisaragi had declared that they were dating. And the entire school believed it. Reina. Renji kept his voice low as they walked down the hallway together, every student whispering and watching them with wide eyes. What the hell was that? Reina looked completely unbothered. A solution. This is not a solution. She arched a perfect brow. You wanted to stop the rumors, didn't you? Renji groaned. Yes, but now there's one huge rumor instead of 100 little ones. Reina smirked.
Exactly.
It's easier to control one. Damn it. He hated that she was right. By lunchtime, the news had spread everywhere. Some students were devastated. I thought Renji-kun was single forever. Reina-sama, why? We worshipped you. Some were overjoyed. Power couple energy. They're both too cool, this is perfection. And some were just chaotic. Wait, does this mean Renji isn't into guys? Maybe Reina is just his cover. I still ship him with Tatsuya-senpai. Renji nearly slammed his head against the cafeteria table. This was worse than he thought. And speaking of making things worse, a shadow loomed over him. So, Tatsuya Kurigane drawled, sliding into the seat beside him. You're dating Reina now? Renji exhaled sharply. Apparently. Tatsuya grinned. I don't buy it. Reina, seated elegantly beside Renji, sipped her tea. Believe what you want. Tatsuya chuckled. You're enjoying this, aren't you? Reina set her cup down. Immensely. Renji groaned. After school, Renji finally managed to pull Reina aside. We need ground rules. Reina leaned against a desk, amused. Oh. Renji held up a finger. 1. We only fake date in front of people. Reina smirked. That's obvious. 2. No weird surprises like suddenly holding hands or calling me pet names. Reina tilted her head. So, if I called you darling right now, you'd hate it? Renji twitched. Yes. She hummed. Noted. Renji frowned. 3. If I ever actually like someone, we end this immediately. Reina's smirk faded just a little. Of course. For some reason, Renji felt like he'd said something wrong. But before he could figure it out, Reina pushed off the desk and smiled. Well then, she said smoothly, we should make it convincing. Renji blinked. Make what convincing? Reina stepped closer. Too close. Renji stiffened as she reached up, brushing his hair out of his eyes. People are watching, she murmured. Renji swallowed hard. He turned slightly. And yep, half the school was spying from behind lockers, windows, and doors. Oh my god. Reina smirked at his reaction. Welcome to fake dating. Renji exhaled. This was going to be a disaster. Renji thought fake dating would make his life easier. He was wrong. After a week of walking to school with Reina, sitting with her at lunch, and barely surviving the stares of their classmates, something weird started happening. People stopped questioning their relationship. Instead, they accepted it. Reina and Renji are perfect together. They balance each other out so well. They're so in sync. It's kind of cute. And the worst part? Renji started believing it, too. Renji always thought Reina was cool. But after spending so much time with her, he started noticing things he shouldn't. Like the way her eyes softened when she laughed. Or how she always saved him a seat without asking. Or how, when she teased him, there was a hint of something warmer underneath. He told himself it was just part of the act. It had to be. Until one day, it wasn't. It happened after school, beneath the cherry blossom trees. Reina stood beside him, her usual calm expression in place. But today, something about her felt different. We should probably end this soon, she said lightly. Renji's heart did a weird, uncomfortable twist.
Oh.
Reina glanced at him. Unless. Renji swallowed. Unless. Reina hesitated. Then she exhaled and met his eyes. Unless you don't want it to be fake anymore. Silence. Renji's heart slammed against his ribs. This was it. The moment where he had to decide. Laugh it off. Go back to normal? Or, I don't. The words left his mouth before he could stop them. Reina's eyes widened, just slightly. Then, slowly, beautifully, she smiled. Turns out, real dating was even harder than fake dating. Mizuki nearly fainted when she found out. Tatsuya smirked. Called it the fan club? They cried, threw a funeral for their delusions, and then immediately created a Reina and Renji power couple fan club.
And Renji?
Well, he was happy. Because for the first time since he woke up in this world, something felt real. And he wouldn't change it for anything. Dating Reina Kisaragi was completely different from fake dating her. For one, she wasn't teasing him as much anymore. Instead, she was quieter, softer, like she was testing the waters of something new. And for another, she held his hand for real this time. It had been a few weeks since their confession, and somehow the school had adjusted. There were still whispers, still stares, but Renji didn't care anymore. Because Reina was his, and he was hers. And that was all that mattered. One evening, they found themselves back under the cherry blossom trees. The petals danced in the wind, swirling around them like something out of a romance movie. Reina reached up, brushing a stray petal from Renji's hair. "You're staring." Renji huffed a laugh. "I was thinking." Reina tilted her head. "About what?" Renji hesitated. Then he stepped closer. Her breath hitched. Slowly, carefully, he cupped her cheek. "About this." Then he kissed her. It was soft at first, unsure. But when Reina melted against him, fingers curling into his jacket, Renji knew. Fake dating might have been an accident. But falling for her was inevitable. As they pulled apart, Reina smirked. "Took you long enough." Renji groaned. "Of course you'd say that." She just laughed and pulled him back in for another kiss. Red heart. Thanks for watching. For more stories, please subscribe Eververse Novel.